It's November and I'm talking about Nope. It's Nope-vember. That's all I've got. I hope it's enough.
Nope.
Nope is the third feature-length film from writer, director, and producer Jordan Peele. While Peele's previous films are considered horror films, they were most unique for the way in which they approached the genre with social commentary about race and class, as well as a delightfully morbid sense of humor. Get Out, which at the time felt to me like an expanded Twilight Zone episode, had direct commentary about the exploitation of Black Americans. Nope still includes commentary about race, but it's in the subtext of the story this time, rather than the main text. In Get Out, a group of wealthy white liberals fetishize black bodies to the point of trapping black people within their own skin. It's a very disturbing concept that leans into body horror tropes. Get Out's introduction to the concept of the sunken place is a culturally important one. At the time, it was suggested that the sunken place might have been where Kanye West went. Ye's current whereabouts are still unknown. With Us, Peele broadened the satire in his writing to reflect America's class divide, and with Nope, he turned the attention of the camera towards Hollywood's complicated history when it comes to exploitation and race. While I would consider Get Out and Us a mixture of horror and science fiction, with Nope, Peele is going for a big summer blockbuster. By the final act of the film, it has more in common with an action-adventure, even paying homage to classic Western iconography, but with an image that was unheard of in the era of classic Hollywood, a black hero on top of that horse. The themes of Nope are embedded into the film in a way where audiences could just appreciate this as a simple UFO story, the way it was advertised. There's not really a big game-changing twist in the film, as with Peele's previous work. However, it uses the concept of the UFO as a spectacle to address exploitation. Nope is filmed with a lot of beautiful wide shots. It both emulates and satirizes the films of classic Hollywood, the Western and alien invasion films which dominated the 1950s. Nope has a sophisticated presentation, with strong practical set design and compelling cinematography. The production designer Ruth De Jong worked on art films like Tree of Life and There Will Be Blood, and didn't approach it as simply a horror film. Director of photography Hoyt van Hoytema shot day for night by using twin cameras, one regular 65mm and one infrared. They aligned the cameras to capture the exact same image and then blended them together in post-production. This must be why you can see a shadow being cast across Daniel Kaluuya's face in this nighttime scene. Still, it's a revolutionary way to shoot these nighttime scenes where lighting could still look natural. Nope opens with an obscure Bible quote: "I will cast abominable filth at you, make you vile, and make you a spectacle." The name Nahum means comfort or consolation in Hebrew. In the book of Nahum, the downfall of the city of Nineveh is prophesied. The city gained its wealth not only through trade, but by plundering others, so it became a symbol of corruption and decadence. This plays into the story of Nope, which really begins when a P.T. Barnum-style theme park owner named Jupe, played by Yeun, attempts to exploit a UFO for money and fame. The lead sister and brother duo, M and OJ, played by Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya, have sort of a yin-yang dynamic. OJ is quiet, brooding, and determined. He's a classic introvert. M is a total extrovert, the public relations agent of the two. She's introduced doing a whole song and dance routine for the group of white filmmakers shooting a commercial. The director for the commercial is played by Oz Perkins, the son of Anthony Perkins, aka Norman Bates, and is also a horror film director as well. OJ is a little out of his element and awkward until his sister arrives and steals the show. He's standing against a green screen with the horse, and he's as much a spectacle for the camera's gaze as the horse is. OJ and M have a family business started by their father that provides horses for Hollywood. The exploitation of both animals and people is a key theme at the heart of Nope. M's sales pitch addresses the fact that the earliest surviving piece of film history, a series of photographs of a black man on a horse, is attributed to Edward Muybridge, yet the name of the man on the horse is unknown. M claims this man as her ancestor in her speech as a way of reclaiming a lost identity. The horse's name isn't taught in film school either, just the name of the man who took the pictures. True power coming from behind the lens, the subject in front of the camera being a product of exploitation, people being treated as though they were animals. Jupe and his family have a reality series, and promotional material is hanging on the wall next to a picture of a horse. Horses and chimpanzees have been used in films since the early days, and back then, cruelty to animals was not taken as seriously as it is today. The film is broken up into chapters all named after animals in the film, such as Gordy the chimp, or Clover, Ghost, and Jean Jacket, which are the names of the horses. A statue of a horse is used as bait to tempt the creature, and this same statue later comes crashing down into the window of OJ's truck, in the same spot where his father died. This is all going to tie into the main story, but if you haven't watched the movie yet, then check it out if you've got the time, and come back for the full breakdown afterwards. One of the first shots of the film is of a chimp in a party hat sitting next to a corpse. We can only see the woman's feet sticking out, one of the film's multiple references to The Wizard of Oz. After all, Keke Palmer's full character name is Emerald Haywood. Audio of the chimp attack is heard before the film even begins, although it's not explained until later, leaving a mystery to hang over the first act. When the brother and sister pair are working on the film commercial, the horse is confronted with its own reflection and kicks back, which causes them to get fired from the commercial. OJ trains horses for a living. He respects and understands animals. He knows not to look an animal right in the eye in the wrong situation because it could cause them to panic. Jupe survived the chimp attack on the sitcom set when he was a child because he was distracted by a bloody shoe standing up in an almost impossible way. This shoe comes to represent a miracle to him, a belief that he has an uncanny power over animals and people. He builds a secret Shrine of the Silver Monkey and profits from it financially. He exploits tragedy for money. 2 people were killed, the chimp was shot in the head, and Jupe has built his life around this tragedy. The theme park is based on a hit movie he starred in as a child, and it represents his inability to confront his past. The film's slight twist is that the UFO is not an alien spaceship, but an alien entity, another animal to be tamed and exploited for profit. The UFO is depicted like an ancient biblical depiction of an angel, not as a humanoid with wings, but as an abstract entity. The creature disguises itself in the sky as a cloud. It's like something out of Star Trek. It even appears as an old-school saucer shape with a giant gaping vagina. At the halfway point of the film, the alien appears and sucks up an entire theme park's worth of people. As the creature flies around, our lead characters can still hear the sounds of the screams as bodies are crushed up inside of its mechanisms. It's similar to the scene of the chimp attacking the cast of the sitcom. The woman's body twitches a little bit, and the chimp finishes her off. He's like a slasher villain. The movie's horrific scenes are mostly in its second act. The people being sucked up through the alien's body is the most disturbing scene in the film, providing a sense of claustrophobia and terror. Shortly after, the creature lingers over in the sky, raining down blood on the home. This is one of the scenes that took the most work to film. The main characters give the alien a name. They refer to it as Jean Jacket. Because they work with horses, they see the creature as an unknown kind of animal, and by naming the animal, they attempt to understand it. They're trying to capture images of the creature to sell, so they're still feeding into the cycle of exploitation, but by the end, they destroy Jean Jacket in order to protect human life. For yet another biblical reference, there's a character named Angel in the film. He's initially a comic relief character, a dude working at the film's Geek Squad. There's a statue of a huge tentacled monster inside the store he works in, but you can really only see it in the behind-the-scenes footage. At first, Angel is condescending to our lead characters, but it turns out he's a conspiracy theorist who believes in aliens and wants to help capture footage of the creature. The crew also bring in an old documentarian, Antlers Holst, played by Michael Wincott. He has an incredibly deep voice and quotes the lines of the Purple People Eater song. Sounds like Nope was actually based on the song.
He was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
If this is Jordan Peele doing Jaws, then Holst is Quinn, and Jupe is the mayor who won't close the beach. Holst is brought along so he can use a hand-cranked camera to capture footage of Jean Jacket. Whenever the alien shows up, it disrupts electronic equipment, which explains why it's been able to hide for so long. It also makes for a great scene at the end of the film, when the deserted theme park systems come back up after all the destruction, and the automatic voice comes back saying, "It's time to ride off into the sunset," as M is falling to her knees with exhaustion. The final act is a spaghetti western style showdown between OJ, M, and Jean Jacket. The alien changes its form, becoming a majestic flowing creation, like a being which our minds could not comprehend except as an abstraction. Throughout the film, OJ has avoided looking at Jean Jacket in order to survive. The use of the song "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night" playing in Angel's van seems to reference this idea. By watching something exploitative, you're taking part in the process. By looking away or not paying attention, you're not giving oxygen to it. In the finale, OJ dons his Scorpion King hoodie and approaches the creature head-on, signaling "I see you" to his sister. The Scorpion King hoodie is an interesting choice for a final showdown because in the story of the film, it was the movie the family business trained horses for, yet didn't get the job. Jean Jacket was the name of a horse that M was supposed to train when she turned 9 years old. The horse was hired for Scorpion King, and she never got the horse. OJ and her father trained the horse instead. M can remember watching them train the horse as she looks out the window. There is a parallel window shot later in the film as they go to confront the creature. OJ has been internally grappling with his father's death the whole movie. He now pays homage to his father's legacy. OJ is confronting death and the unknown by facing off against Jean Jacket. In the first scene, OJ hears the sounds of screams in the sky and shrapnel from out of nowhere kills his father. The piece of shrapnel is a coin, a form of currency, playing back into those themes about exploitation for profit. A key is stuck into his father's horse. This is the mystery that opens the film. Jean Jacket is the cause of his father's death, making this final confrontation more personal. The well at the amusement park with the hand crank on it was set up earlier in the film when M photobombs some tourists. The suspense of the finale climaxes while M is capturing the perfect shot, which is what the art of filmmaking is all about. If you type just the word Nope into Google, it will bring up all the review scores and you'll see it has more 1-star reviews than anything else. I could see not liking this movie and giving it a below average score, but the lowest score possible seems a bit hyperbolic. Most of these reviewers characterize themselves as film buffs and then call this movie one of the worst films ever made. I don't see how it could be worse than The Birth of a Nation, which was a propaganda film retroactively changing the history of the Civil War. That's why I'm giving The Birth of a Nation a 0 out of 10. And I've never even watched the whole movie. I don't have to know any more than it's a movie where the KKK are depicted as heroic to nope out of that one. One reviewer was mad that Keke Palmer's character flirts with another woman briefly in one scene. Gasp, how unnecessary. It's actually just a bit of character development, a little brushstroke fleshing out her character in a playful way. My favorite Jordan Peele film is still Us, and I think Nope would be second. I have the unpopular opinion here because the general consensus seems to be that Get Out was his masterpiece, his most perfect script and film, and that Us and Nope have signified a drop in quality. I thought that with Us, Peele was paying full tribute to schlocky B-horror movies and expanding his skills with a film that was bigger, bolder, and weirder than Get Out. People loved Get Out because its social commentary was so obvious. There was no mistaking what the point of the movie was. I think the character development in his writing has only improved as he tries to grapple with more subtle themes and a mixture of different genres that a blockbuster movie demands. The negative reviews for Nope say that it's stupid, it makes no sense, it's boring, it's not scary, all of the usual empty platitudes that any negative review of a horror movie will contain. Sure, it's not really that scary, but there are very few movies I find to be legitimately scary. Fear being very subjective. I talk to people all the time who don't even watch horror because it scares them and it just makes me laugh. There's more frightening stuff going on in the news than in a horror movie, because horror movies aren't real. So, would I recommend Nope? Yes. Yes, I would. Nope gets an 8 out of 10 from me. I think it's a great movie. Not without its flaws, but certainly a pivotal point in Jordan Peele's filmmaking career. And there's a scene where the characters are wearing shirts for Mr. Bungle, Rage Against the Machine, and the Jesus Lizard. Come on, those are cool bands to reference.